Let's start with the MAC Fix Plus. This is to prep my skin and give it a boost of hydration. It also makes my skin slightly tacky and that makes the foundation last longer. I don't spray it directly on my face because it gets into my brows and eyelashes. And I don't like that because the mascara and brow gel can't lift your lashes and eyebrows if they have moisture. So I only like to dab it on my skin using a makeup sponge. The sponge that I'm using here is the Mars Wonder Blender. It's a super affordable and good quality sponge. After this, I will be using a primer. This is the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer Base. This is a silicone-free primer that moisturizes, preps, and blurs out your skin. It's very lightweight and also has a slight cooling sensation when applied. It just revives my skin. If you have combination skin, you should definitely try this primer. I'm going to focus it on my T-zone. This gives a smooth base for your foundation application. You can use any pore minimizing primer that works for your skin. I personally don't prefer primers that totally mattify my skin, because they just make my skin look very lifeless. I need a little bit of glow, but at the same time my makeup should last long. This is a really good primer for that. Make sure you massage it into your skin properly and give it a minute to settle on your skin before moving on to foundation. Next is foundation. Today I will be showing you how I match my foundation to my skin tone perfectly. First, you will need a foundation with neutral undertone. I have the NYKAA All Day Matte Foundation in the shade Nutmeg. And second, you need a foundation with warm green kind of undertone. For that, I have the Blue Heaven Hyper Matte Foundation. The shade will be in the description box because I don't remember the shade. So what you can see here is that the neutral tone foundation looks kind of pale for my skin. I will be doing a detailed video on how to choose a foundation shade, but this neutral tone foundation looks a bit pale for me. Then we have the warm olive tone foundation that looks too warm and green on me. What I will be doing is mixing these two to get a perfect shade. This is going to give me my exact match. While choosing a foundation, you also need to make sure that you're going with the shade that is a little bit lighter than your skin tone. This will make sure that the foundation oxidizes to match you perfectly. The combination of these two foundations do oxidize a little bit and match me perfectly. It doesn't look orange or yellow or pink or green. It looks perfect on my skin. I mean, the undertone looks perfect on my skin. I apply a single layer all over my face. Make sure you blend the foundation on the corners of your mouth and around the nose. That's very important. Those areas get oily really quickly and the foundation starts cracking in those areas, so make sure you blend it nicely. For areas that have hyperpigmentation, I will be using a focused concealer brush. This is from Cuffs and Lashes. This is an angled concealer brush. I will link it in the description box. I'm going to apply a little bit extra foundation. Basically, I'm building up the foundation in certain areas where I have hyperpigmentation. Now let's head to cream contouring. I will be using the Fair Beauty Multi-Use Non-Drying Hydrating Stick in 2 Extra. This is a neutral tone lipstick that can be used as a contour stick. It blends really nicely. I'm using the PAC 234 brush here. I will be placing the contour under my cheekbones, forehead and jawline. What you need to do here is pick up the least amount of product. So I'm picking the least amount of product on the brush and gently applying it in the areas that I want to contour. You don't have to apply the shade directly on your skin. Just take some on a palette or the back of your hand, pick it up with a brush and then apply it. That gives you a very soft finish instead of a harsh contour. After applying the contour shade, I will be blending everything in with the sponge. I'm using the side that I used for foundation application. Then I will be using this very thin brush from Cuffs and Lashes to contour my nose. You can contour your nose with this brush in no time. For cream blush, I will be using the K Beauty blush in Sweetheart Pink. Again, you need to take out a little bit of product on the back of your hand, especially with this blush because it's very pigmented. You can build it up, so I suggest you start with the tiniest amount. I apply the blush on the widest part of my cheeks, and I like applying cream blush before concealer because that makes sure that you do not disturb the concealer while applying the cream blush. For concealer, I will be using the PAC Take Cover Concealer. This one is in the shade Classic Beige. This is a medium coverage concealer. I need 2 tiny dots of this concealer under my eyes because most of the pigmentation was covered by foundation. For blending the concealer, I will be using the angled brush from Cuffs and Lashes. This is the same brush that I used to apply foundation on the pigmented areas. It's a really good concealer brush. I like to focus the concealer on my inner corner. It brightens up that area. The leftover concealer on the brush will go on the eyelid. After this, I will be using a matte compact to set the oily areas of my face. I apply it on my under eyes and my smile lines. I'm not applying too much powder on my under eyes because I will be highlighting it with a powder. I do set my smile lines with this powder. Make sure you set the area around your nose and the corners of your mouth as well. After this, I will be taking a little bit of Fit Me powder. This one is in the shade light medium, and I will highlight the inner portion of my under eyes. This instantly makes my under eyes look way better and bright, and it also narrows down my nose. I will dust off the excessive powder with a powder brush. I'm not baking here, just adding a little bit of highlight. And that was the last step for our base. This is my current base makeup routine. I absolutely love how my skin looks. You can wear this in any season. This makeup base is best suited for combination skin type. It doesn't transfer. Both the foundations I used were matte and I really like them. I never thought that I will like matte foundations in my life, but these two are just amazing. They will not make your skin look flat and lifeless. And that's all I have to say about this routine and the products. Hope you guys find this video helpful. If you did, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.